couldn't get the live fired up fast enough. But we'll see how it looks as we get down here a little more. See if anybody shows up on the strip. See if anybody shows up. Kind of depends on who up live right now. Okay, Dad, how you doing, honey? Just headed on the way back south on the wound airplane. Since they changed since insurance screwed me over and took my Lantus away and changed my medication, my numbers have gone to hell, and therefore my wound has gone to hell. Unbelievably gone to hell. We went from 0.5 centimeters to almost 2 centimeters. So, needless to say, when I get home, I'm going to call the insurance company and scream at them that they're going to make me lose my leg if they don't straighten this up. I mean, the difference is amazing. There's a mountain in all her glory, and the smoke is gone enough so you can actually see it. Oh, I'm going to. I mean, uh, I had numbers last night. Usually, when I go to bed, there's a question of whether or not my numbers are low enough that I need to eat something, or I may not make it through the night. And last night, when I checked them, when I got into bed, they were at 389, which is terrible. And we went backwards about 20 steps on the healing of my foot. So I'm not happy about it at all. Anyway, I'll quit complaining for the moment. Probably not, but at least quit complaining about that particular subject. You missed my road rage incident. That happened just before I got on the freeway. At the freeway on ramp, there's a stoplight and there's no free right turn. So I came to a stop, and the guy in the left lane, which is a straightaway lane, not a right turn lane onto the freeway on ramp, went around me and up onto the freeway ramp with the red light on. And I get tired of these entitled people, so I scream and yell at them. At least the drive back doesn't take as long as the drive up. There's no traffic coming back. So. 2 hours and 40 minutes coming up this morning, and it'll probably take me an hour to get back to Bonnie Lake coming back. Maybe not even. Yeah, what's funny is the northbound lanes back up well south of Seattle now, but the northbound lanes are still messed up from the Seattle city limits all the way into town, and they will be most of the day. This has been my uh, podiatrist, who is also a wound care specialist, and I've had her for years. Um, so prior to this carcinoma incident, uh, I've had her for podiatry for years, and I have always been treated up at the hospital. And I'd rather get caught in morning traffic than afternoon traffic coming back. There have been occasions where I've had to go up there. If I had to go for an MRI or something, they only run the MRI machines by a later date crew. They don't usually have MRI appointments first thing in the morning. So it usually has to be a 1 o'clock appointment. So you get there for 1, takes you an hour to do your MRI, and then I'm coming back south at 2. And by the time I hit the freeway, I do okay most of the time getting down to here. But we're about to, actually, I was on I-5, just came off of I-5, onto 405, which is what I'm on now. And I'm about to get over and get onto Highway 167, which is the Valley Freeway that takes me all the way down south, almost to home. And that one gets absolutely jacked in the afternoon. The last time I left the hospital at 2:30, I didn't get home till 7 o'clock at night. I had to jump over. Yeah, and I've got a carpool sticker, which lets me run the carpool lane. We've got a pay-to-play program. So they tell you what it will cost you to run the carpool lane if you're by yourself. And then I've got a little tabby thing that sits in the window that I can change from being by myself to being 2 people in the car, and that lets me run the carpool lane and pay whatever the fee is. It was $15 on the way up, but it saved me an hour and a half, so the $15 is well worth it. Time is money. Hi, She Cooks. I did catch the tail end of you. I was live on the other side. Excuse me. And I'll run the carpool lane going south for $1, just so I don't have the idiots in the way. I'm headed back towards home. I have to come up every Tuesday morning to the wound care clinic in Seattle. which is about 60 miles as the crow flies. In the morning, though, there's bad traffic, and it takes me, well, this morning it took 2 hours and 45 minutes. Coming back, it takes about an hour. But yeah, it's kind of messed up. And I've been doing this May 31st, 2023 was the day of the carcinoma surgery. And I've been going up there every Tuesday since. Yeah, I really don't mind the drive. Um, I mean, this is the only day I get out of the house, really, other than driving to the pharmacy to get prescriptions. Or if Tiffany and I go out and do something on the weekend, go out for dinner or something. But otherwise, I don't leave the house. Um, I'm allowed to be on my foot inside the house. But if I'm outside the house, I have to be on my knee scooter. Um, so I don't get out much. So this is the one day a week I get out. And considering I spent 50 years doing HVAC work, which is drive an hour and spend 20 minutes fixing something, and then drive an hour and spend 20 minutes fixing something. And that's how my days go. I kind of miss it. Once my foot heals, but luckily I've learned enough, and with the company Tom and I started a couple years ago, uh, I can run the service department and do tech support for my technicians from home. So at least I can still work. Because living on disability sucks, as you know. I've been where you are, dear. When my CBH started, hey Lee, how are you? When my CBH started and was completely uncontrolled, I couldn't work because it was so uncontrolled. And when you go from making $100,000 a year to making $1,100 a month, that's a huge culture shock. And that was back in the late 90s, so it wasn't as bad as it is now, but pretty close. And it sucks that they make people do that, but that's our government. Like the medical insurance. I mean, I've got very good medical insurance, but they screwed me on this insulin change, and I went 20 steps backwards today at the wound center. Fantastic. I'm headed back home from a doctor's appointment, so I'm hoping to get a couple of good views of Mount Rainier in the trip. Hawaii 50. Hi, bud. How are you doing? Yeah, everything is okay. I mean, this was to make a very long story as short as I possibly can, and most of you, or a lot of you, have heard it. I had a carcinoma removed from my foot 2 years ago, and I've been trying to get the wound to heal in the bottom of my foot. And we've been progressing. We've finally got my diet and diabetes under control enough, and it began to really begin to heal. And we were making progress every week. And then insurance decided they weren't going to pay my Lantus anymore, which is my long-acting insulin, and switched me to another one. And all of a sudden, my numbers went gunny sack. And in 2 weeks, my wound went from 1.1 centimeters by 0.5 centimeters. Today, it was 2.1 by 1.9 by 0.5. So that's a huge step backward. So I'm still a little frustrated by that. I'm going to have words with my insurance company when I get home. Anyway, I'm trying to enjoy my ride, and I've got a beautiful view of the mountain out to the left. If I can get a good spot, I'll pull the grubby window down a little bit, the camera over so you can see it. Um, yeah, I enjoy the ride. I don't get out much, so Tuesdays I enjoy the drive. The traffic in the morning sucks, but it's still a pretty drive, and I'm out of the house. So. And luckily, I can still drive, so all good. I'm old as hell, but I can still drive, so I'm good. Thank you, Hawaiian 5-0. I never forget to ask. I always forget to ask for that stuff. Hey, Jake, welcome in, buddy. Well, I appreciate that. I love you to death, honey. Thank you. All you guys are the greatest. These are the greatest people that I know are my friends on YouTube. All right, there's a beautiful view of the mountain. I'm going to bring the window down and let you see it. Hopefully that was a decent view. There's one better view that happens on the strip, and that's coming up into Bonnie Lake. And that'll be just maybe another 15 minutes ahead. And other than a couple of spots right up close to home, probably another 10 miles beyond the Bonnie Lake spot, where the mountain is, the smog is gone and the pollution is gone. The mountain just looks white and pristine. Unfortunately, I got to run by the pharmacy and the grocery store. So I'm going to shut the live off shortly after we come to Bonnie Lake. But I'll let you get that last view. It's actually not too bad. Last week you couldn't see the mountain from here because we're getting all the smoke from Alberta, which is why I'm so scratchy. I mean, the cigarettes don't help, but yeah, I'm the fires in British Columbia and up in Canada. I don't know why we get hammered so hard, but we do. Um, it's I love it here. I was born in, for the most part, grew up here. I've lived in a couple other states for short periods, um, but I wouldn't trade this It's beautiful. It's green. Um, the town that we live in is a tiny town. It's if you're old enough to know where's where's the water? The water's out to the right of us. Unfortunately, we are down in the valley and couldn't see it from here if we had to. But just to the left of us, there is a river that we're kind of following. Uh, oh, I've got it right here in a cup. Yeah, no, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I've got it right here in a cup, which is what I was doing there a second ago, drowning my scratchy voice in a cup of water. Um, yeah, I don't know if you could see it, but that whole rack of crap that went over the road, that's all to read the good to go pass, the carpool pass. And this is getting a little ridiculous. We're now going 50 miles an hour. The car in front of me is a police officer, and the car in front of him is going 50 on the freeway, which is just silly. I'm sorry. Yes, this is Washington State. Sorry, I didn't see that question. All right, there goes Mr. Police Officer. Now this guy in front of me will speed up. Yeah, there's an old song from the 60s, the bluest skies you'll ever see are in Seattle. And on a sunny day with no cloud cover, the skies are just a dark deep blue and they're beautiful. And the reflections off the lake are deep, the water looks deep blue. And in contrast to the greens, it's awesome. Um, you can kind of see. Are you guys still there? Hello? Say something if I'm still here, okay? Yes, I'm still here. Okay, cool. I had an incoming phone call. I didn't know what to do with it. So I just canceled it and let it go. Okay, cool. At least I know how to deal with that now. I've had a couple of our business runs on a Zoom phone, and I've had a couple of those come in, and those don't seem to affect it. But I hadn't had an actual phone call come in while I was live. Well, thanks for being here, Larry. You were here with most of the ride this morning, which was kind of fun. And I don't know what happened. It ended rapidly. Excuse me. Um, yeah, this person slowed way down again. What the hell? I got a huge stack of cars behind me. Oh, that's a good idea, Larry. I'll start doing that. That's a great idea. I'm still a rookie at doing this, guys. I mean, for a long time, I had a stupid setting on first 4 or 5 lives. I had a setting in my cellular stuff in my settings that was allowing the signal to be cut off. So I go finally. It would randomly shut off my signal and kill my live. If I went under a double overpass, that would be the end of the live, and I'd have to restart it. All right, we'll drop in here. Oh Jesus, 50 to 60 spam calls a day. I thought I was back at 10. There's a program I've seen advertised through a couple of the channels that I watch, and I can't delete me. That's what it's called. I haven't looked into it yet, but I've been thinking about it. It's supposed to get all your information off of the data sellers. I'm going to look into that. If I find anything interesting, I'll let you know, Larry. I mean, if it's a reasonable price and it actually works, it would be well worth the money to get off of the list so they quit calling. I mean, we get people that call. I get 24 calls a week trying to buy my house. It's not up for sale. It's not like I'm in foreclosure or anything. It's just stupid. And I know it's not just me. The neighbor across the street, I mean, my house was built in 1900, 2,000 square feet. And the neighbor across the street, that's a big house, 3 stories, almost 4,000 square feet. He's a captain for Delta Airlines, and he gets them too. And it's like, okay, so they're not just picking on me because I have an old house. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Just, hi, I'm so-and-so real estate. Are you interested in selling your home? Do you know anybody that is? Like, God, get a life. So dumb. Yeah, I for a while I took to telling them, yeah, I'll sell it $6 million. It's worth about 4.5. 100,000, not million, but you know what I mean. Um, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the apps are what's causing it. I try to keep apps to a minimum on my phone. I mean, I got a couple of dumb games that I play, uh, but yeah, I throw out a ridiculous number just to tell them how that I'm just as absurd as they are for calling me. Um, so, but yeah, God, the spam calls just get nuts. Yeah, I get a lot of those too, Larry. I have private insurance. My Medicare got jacked up a year ago, and I'm still trying to get that straightened out. But I've got Medicare. I've got private insurance. Um, and so I'm always getting the Medicare calls. All right, we are heading up Eli Hill, and as we come through the couple of stoplights up here at the top of the hill, you'll get an awesome view of Mount Rainier. airplane closed when it left. Well, it was going to be just a second. Now it's going to be a conga line up the hill. Well, yeah, in the first place, you've already got an insurance agent. They're making money on whatever they're doing for you. They don't want you to talk to anybody else. It is. It's a beautiful drive. Um, this is actually technically Highway 410 that we're on, and this goes clear up through Mount Rainier National Park. And there's a point up at the top. It's called Chinook Pass. And I have on the other side, when you come down, you come into a small town. Well, no, it's not that small, I guess. I think it's a couple 100,000 people or more. Called Yakima. And when you get to the top of Chinook Pass, the view is phenomenal. It's just incredible. And I've been up there a couple of times at sunrise, and that is truly breathtaking. Seeing the east side of the mountains going down and the sun coming up behind you. It's just, yeah, I can't, God, the places. As the summertime progresses, we're both going to take you guys on drives around um, and show you some of the beautiful places. Yeah, the sunset over there is a phenomenal averages. Yeah, I think at that point you're up around 9,000 feet through Chinook Pass. It gets closed every winter. Um, the biggest cast iron statue, that's pretty cool, Larry. You went to Yakima to train? Yeah, it does. It gets pretty snowy over there. I'm uh, I'm actually at a higher elevation than Yakima, but on this side of the mountain. Yeah, I'm right on the flight line from McCord Air Force Base over to Yakima Training Center. So we end up with, here's another dickhead. Oops, pardon my French. Got to race up to the front in the right lane and then jump over. Okay, now we can go. It was a cast iron skillet. That's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. Yakima's got the desert right above it, and it kind of comes down into part of Yakima. All right, we're coming up into Bonnie Lake, and we'll get to this first stoplight, and as we come to the second one, you'll get the view that I love. There it is. That's a breathtaking view. Um, Country name? I'm in the United States. I'm in Washington State. Yeah, I'll let this truck pull away further so you guys can get a good view of it as we start to go again. There you go. Um, I don't know if any of you have ever heard the name Jim Whittaker. He was a world famous mountaineer, summited Mount Everest several times. This was his home mountain, and we used to see him up there frequently. Oh yeah, the snow will be up there. The most of the upper half will be covered in snow year round. On a really hot summer, The left side, the north face, ends up getting a lot of the snow melted off, and you can actually see bare dirt on that side. Yeah, Jim Whittaker was a very famous mountaineer. He's long since passed, but all right, guys, I got to whip into the pharmacy here in just a second, so I'm gonna put an end to this, and we'll do it all again next Tuesday. Drive up starts between 7 and 7:30 Pacific time AM, and then we'll do it again on the way back south. All right, I love you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the YouTube stream.